Hey there, I'm Robin Taylor with Coldwell Banker Realty, and I'd like to take you on a tour today. This is something that we don't often in Pittsburgh. We are going to be touring a log cabin. Now, this is located in Wexford. It's North Allegheny School District, and we're coming up here to the front porch. You can see that the porch is a little worn, but it's nice. It's got that rocker on it. It is on a busy road. This is 910. The trees block the road, but you do hear the sound of the traffic. So that is definitely a negative for some people. So I'm going to take you inside and we're going to get a look at the great room. So it is 2 stories with this big wood-burning fireplace in the center. That is definitely the feature. And you do have a chandelier overhead. This is a nice size space. Now, I didn't mention the price. We're right around $360,000 for roughly 2,400 square feet, and that is above ground square footage. Now, the price is well below asking because the house is being sold as is. That means with any faults that you see and any that you don't see. So that was the formal dining room. Let's take a look at the kitchen. So we've got a lot of wood everywhere in this house. And really that was the style of it. Come up here, you can see the wood beams. This is definitely dated. It was built in the 90s and has not been updated since then, and it has this old sort of uneven tile that was popular back then that I'm not a big fan of. One of the nice features is that washer and dryer are here right off the kitchen, so you don't have to go far to do your laundry. And we had a formal dining room that we passed through. That was the formal dining room. Over here we have the breakfast nook. And it's nice because you've got a wall of windows looking over the backyard. Now, this is on a ½ acre of land, and while it was busy out front, it is nice and quiet back here. And there's even a bunny out there. I don't know whether you can see it, but it's right by the fire pit. You could definitely fence this off if you had a dog and you wanted a little bit more privacy. So over here is the powder room. So taking you through. And we've got the wood theme throughout, as you'll see throughout this whole house. Coming over here, we have a full closet. This is your coat closet. It is a lot bigger than what I typically see these days. These days, you get little teeny coat closets. Now it's a lot bigger. This is the primary suite. So it's on the first floor, and that's part of what makes this house really appealing to a certain set of buyers who want to be on the main floor and they don't want to have to go up and down stairs. So again, we do have the wood beams throughout. You're going to see that log cabin feel throughout the whole house. Over here, if I flip the light on, you can see that, if I can find the light, you can see that there is a walk-in closet here. And they have put closet organizers in there, which is something that's nice to have. Now, this is the master bathroom, primary bathroom. It is definitely dated. These jacuzzi tubs, they are not very popular anymore, but for a time they were very popular. Do have a tiled shower. That's something that could stay, but I don't even know whether the jacuzzi tub works anymore. That's the problem with some of them. They worked for a while, but they don't always continue to work. So you definitely have to like wood for this house. The flooring has been updated. This is not real hardwood. This is probably a laminate or an engineered hardwood, but I'm thinking more laminate. It looks like hardwood, but it's not. You can see places where it's starting to peel up. So that would be something that I would probably plan on replacing at some point, but you don't have to do that right away. because once you get furniture in here, it's going to look really nice. Carpet going up the stairs is a bit worn. You can see they did have a dog and pets, so. But up here, this is nice. I mean, you have this whole big loft space. This overlooks, this is the great room overlooking it. And it really has that ski lodge feeling to it. And I do like how you have this great big landing. And there's a lot that you could do with this. You could certainly put a desk over here. This could be office space. And you do have a bathroom here. So this is a 3-bedroom house. So there are 2 bedrooms up here. And so we do have a ceiling fan up here. And, it's a nice view out here. You do not hear the sound of traffic at all. So it's nice and quiet. When you're out on the front porch, yes, you can hear the sound of traffic. But once you're inside the house, you don't hear it at all. And it really, with this private backyard, feels very nice. Over here, we have another bedroom, and this too has a ceiling fan, and it has a larger closet. Now, I did take a look, I'm always looking for details of things. I did take a look earlier and I saw this, it's kind of warped, and the first thing I'm thinking is water damage. It's not. What I figured out is it's painter's tape that they never ripped off and they just painted right over. So sometimes we see things that are sort of do-it-yourself things that weren't done particularly well, but that's an easy fix. And so the inside of this, it needs fresh paint. It needs a little TLC, but it is a really nice big open space. And so if you're looking for a primary suite on the main floor and you like wood, you definitely have to like wood, then this is a nice place. We do have a finished basement downstairs. Now, the finished basement isn't particularly large, and it needs some updating too. But here we go. I'm going to give you a spin around here so you get an idea of how big this is. And take a walk around this way. And something I noticed, if you see what's sticking out of the floor there, that means this is plumbed for a bathroom. So if you wanted to use this space and put another bathroom in, you could definitely do that. And, I'm going to come back, step over here so you can get a good feel for how large this space is. It's not a huge basement, but it's certainly big enough. You could turn it into a game room. You could have a media room. There are a lot of possibilities here. This is the furnace, and it is a Train. Trains are highly reputable furnaces. We got a lot of filters, so that is a good thing. Now, it's a little warm in here because the air conditioning is not working. That is on the fritz, and it's probably not going to be fixed. So if you're thinking about buying it, then that's something that you'd have to consider as well. Storage space here. And then I'm going to take you out to the garage. And now this is a 2-car garage. And what we see is that houses this age, built in the 90s, have big garages. What you see with newer construction, teeny tiny 2-car garages. These have 2 double doors, so that's a big difference. There's a room for 2 cars and a lot of stuff that could be piled up over here. So those are big pluses. Now, I do want to show you over here. This is something that I look for. What we're seeing here, you can see it better right over here. This is called efflorescence. And that's mineral deposits from water. So it shows that there's some moisture getting into the garage. And that may need to be dealt with at some point. But, and something that a home inspector is going to look for. It's not surprising. We get a lot of rain here and there's a bit of a hillside. I would have an inspector take a look at it and talk a little bit further about something like that. I don't think that it's something to really be worried about. It is something that is quite common, but of course, it's something that you should think about as well. So let me take you outside and give you another look at the property. So these are the steps going up. We do have Rose of Sharon here that's in bloom, just a little bit in bloom. Hostas that have been eaten by the deer. Deer love hosta, so not surprising that some of these have been chomped away, and we do have a lot of deer in this area. So again, this is a house that looks like Lincoln Logs, the way it was built. One of the reasons it's being sold as is that it does need a little bit of work. So you can see this is water damage. This is what happens with untreated wood, or what happens when you have water that's coming down year after year, day after day, every time it rains. And you can see that these doors, they need to be replaced. So the glass in it is fogged, and you can see the water damage down here. Again, these are not huge issues. It's just something that you need to be aware of. You look at the roof is definitely older. It has some moss on it. So that needs to be replaced. And what we commonly find is that we find that gutters haven't been cleared. When you have heavy rain, the water comes off of the gutter, bounces down below, and that's where you get the damage that's done down at this lower side. So again, this is not earth-shattering. It's just something that you think about when you're buying the house. No surprise, looking at the age of this air conditioner, that it's not working. It is definitely time for a new air conditioner. This shows that there's a radon mitigation system in the house, and it's venting out the way it should. A home inspector would take a look at it. You probably want to do a radon test to make sure that everything is good. They have tomatoes growing here, so somebody is a gardener. And I'm out here in the backyard. Very nice fire pit. Oh, here's the bunny. There's a little bunny. Aww. And there's a back porch here. So again, let me take you around to the backyard. It is pretty, it is green, and very nice. And then if I back up a little bit, you can see the whole house. I would say that it is time for a new roof. Roofs isn't leaking as far as the seller's report goes, but you can see its age. It's time for a new roof. So if you're buying this house, you would need to factor that into the costs of I would say that's one of the things that you probably need to do right away. Probably need a new roof, new gutters, and a new air conditioner, and then other things can be done over time. They do have a basketball hoop in the yard, so I'm sure there were kids that lived here at one point and had a lot of fun playing basketball, and it is flat there, so you can play basketball. All right, so that gives you a tour of this house. Thank you for coming along with. Again, I'm Robin Taylor with Coldwell Banker Realty, and I hope that you enjoyed this tour.